There we go.
Okay, so hi, I'm Shery McBride, and I am in Arizona right now. And my number is 480-518-3967 and swwritings@yahoo.com. So that's swwritings@yahoo.com. And I teach financial education. I I educate people. Well, we do a discovery call. We educate people to find out where their needs are, what their goals are, and then we decide which solution we want to work on. So,
How long have you been doing this, Sheryl?
uh, teaching or just financial education. Financial education is 2011, so 14 years.
Wow.
And so I've definitely gathered a lot of people in my database, and I've had many, many conversations, and I've helped a lot of people. And uh, some of those people are starting to come back and say, hey, let's do something. So sometimes it takes a while for them to realize that, somebody passed away or somebody got sick or something. They realize they need some kind of protection. And so then they get it for whoever's left. Yeah. So yeah, just educating people. One lady didn't know that she had a medical problem until we did the discovery call. And then she
Really?
found out that she didn't qualify for insurance. But you know what? There are ways to get around that now. You can insure somebody close to you, and you can get the benefits of that policy to help you take care of you. So
Interesting.
a lot of good things have happened because of how we worked in the field and found problems or difficulties, and finding a solution helped the companies make better products for our clients. So I love how we get to work with them like that.
You know, this is all very fascinating. For a starter, from when you and I started working together,
Mhm.
um, your quote unquote, your pitch went from the basement to the ceiling. So you've done such a miraculous job with your pitch, and I got to commend you for that. And I don't say that to a lot of people. Then the other story I love to tell is when I was like 19 years old, some guy uh, convinced me to get a New York life policy.
Mhm.
And I had that policy. I still have that policy. So I'm
Good.
like in my 70s now, and I started that policy when I was like 19 years old. I borrowed against that policy, and my monthly or annual, I don't remember what it is, uh, check that I get from New York Life
Yep.
is bigger than it ever was before. And I even borrowed against it. I had what was called a 20-year whole life. So I only had to pay for 20 years. I still have that policy and I'm in my 70s. You can't tell by the gray beard, right?
That's awesome because a lot of people are given these Gerber policies or given some policy they don't know what it is, and they let it lapse. And you didn't let yours lapse, you kept it going, and so now you have the benefits from having that in place.
Who's your policies? Who are they through?
We do nationwide or pack life, alliance, depends on what the people need.
Gotcha.
So they have
Gotcha.
specific needs and specific policies to fit the people and their budget and their dreams.
Well, that's the key to all this stuff is because the world is moving so fast, if you're not keeping up on stuff and you don't have a person with integrity that you really work with, that's kind of the kiss of death, isn't it? So,
Right.
you know, I mean, you're no youngster. I know that. She's no youngster, ladies and gentlemen.
No. And that's why we have E&O insurance. Not that we want to do something wrong, we want to do something right. However, if we're not up on the latest policies,
You bet.
we may not structure it right. And so that's one of the things we're doing. We're going back in and restructuring those policies for people.
That is such a valid statement. I think that's one of the big problems today is people don't understand what they're getting. And you've been doing it, what'd you say, since 2011?
Yes,
That's a long time. So I suspect you learned something since 2011.
I'm learning every day. Right.
14 years later, still doing it.
Yep.
And like I said, where, how many you've been a client of mine, how many years do you think?
I
10?
don't know, two or three, maybe more.
Oh,
Yeah.
more than that, much more than that. And just listening to how you've refined how you explain to people what you're doing is just a world of difference. So I got to commend you on that because a lot of people just get stuck in a rut and they don't learn, they don't listen. And ladies and gentlemen, Sheryl McBride is a listener